Hi, I'm Professor Ritchey, and in this video we're going to continue to explore the components of non-material culture by taking a closer look at what we mean when we talk about values. Our cultural ideologies influence our values, and our values act as motivators and explanations for our behaviors. We can ask people, well, why did you do that? And we can then listen for the values that were motivating their behaviors. Let's take a quick look at the driving norms or the rules of the road. I want you to think about, why do you follow the rules of the road? What pops into your mind real quick? Some of you might have thought, it's the law. I don't want a fine. Some of you might have thought, I don't want to have an accident. Others might have thought, it's always been this way. And some of you might have thought, what rules? These answers can provide us with clues to the values that are being evoked to justify our behaviors. If we say it's the law, I don't want to fine, it implies the values of authority and financial security. If somebody says, I don't want to have an accident, it implies the values of safety and concern for others. It's always been this way implies the values of tradition and conformity. And what rules imply the values of self-direction and hedonism. As you can see, the same norm, driving on the right side of the road, can be explained by multiple values. As you're interacting with other people, try listening for the values in their conversation with you. What is motivating their behavior? And how are they explaining their behavior? What values motivate your actions and behavior? You can take some time here if you want to try the Life Values Inventory, which is a free online resource that can help you in identifying your value structures and can offer suggestions on how to honor your values in your life. If you like, pause the video here and go see what you find out on the values inventory. I hope you discovered something interesting. When we think someone has violated a value that we think is very important, it is likely to result in an emotional response like anger, and it can create tension in a situation. We all have a core set of values, and how the values are ranked, our value hierarchy, will vary among people. How do students who highly value fun differ from students who highly value achievement? How do police officers who highly value service differ from police officers who highly value power? Let's take a look at the work of Professor Shalom Schwartz, who developed a theory of basic values, where he identified basic values that are recognized in all cultures. His theory has been researched in over 82 countries and shown to be reliable and valid. In his theory, he identifies 6 features of values. First, our values are linked to our emotions. Second, our values are goals that motivate our actions. Third, values are applied across multiple situations. Fourth, our values are tied to our standards, like good and bad. Fifth, our values are ranked by importance. And sixth, our value structure our rankings of multiple values guide our actions. Schwartz's theory identifies 10 motivational value types. And let's take a look at each of these motivational types. The first value motivator is self-direction. The goal is independent thought and action and being able to choose, create, and explore. Specific values associated with this would be self-respect, choosing one's own goals, creativity, curiosity, independence, and freedom. The second value motivator is stimulation. The goal here is excitement, novelty, and challenge in life. The specific values we might see here would be having an exciting life, a varied life, a daring life. The third value motivator is hedonism. The goal here is pleasure and sensual gratification for oneself and being self-centered. The specific values might be pleasure and enjoying life. The fourth value motivator is achievement. The goal is personal success by demonstrating competence by social standards. The specific values would be ambitious, successful, influential, capable, intelligent. The fifth value motivator is power. The goal here are social privileges and prestige, control or dominance over people and resources. Specific values here might be authority, wealth, social recognition, social power, and preserving a public image. The sixth value motivator is security. The goal here is safety, harmony, and stability of society, of relationships, and of self. Specific values: national security, social order, family security, sense of belonging, returning of favors, healthy, clean. The seventh value motivator is conformity. The goal here is restraining our actions, our inclinations, and our impulses that are likely to upset or harm others or violate social expectations. Specific values here would be obedience, respect, politeness, and self-discipline. The eighth value motivator is tradition. Here, the goal is respect, commitment, and acceptance of the customs and ideas that traditional culture or religion provides. Specific values here would include being devoted, humble, accepting life circumstances, respect for tradition, and detachment. The ninth value motivator is benevolence. The goal here is preservation and enhancement of the welfare of people with whom we are frequently in personal contact with. Specific values: honesty, forgiving, spiritual, helpful, loyal, responsible, friend, mature love, life with a purpose. The 10th value motivator is universalism. The goal is understanding, appreciating, tolerating, and protecting the welfare of all people and for nature. Specific values here might be wisdom, world at peace, social justice, inner harmony, protect the environment, unity with nature, equality, broad-minded, appreciation of art and beauty. Knowing our motivational types allows us to identify situations where misunderstandings can occur when we are interacting with others. What misunderstandings can you predict between people with different value motivators? Schwartz diagrammed the relationship between values, and it portrays the total pattern of relations of conflictual and complementary values. Let's take a look at that. We can see that achievement conflicts with the benevolence values. We can also see that achievement and power value motivators are compatible. The closer any two values are in either direction around the circle, the more similar the motivations. The more distant, the more conflicting with their motivations. Schwartz notes that the openness to change values of self-direction and stimulation conflict with the conservation values of conformity and security, and self-enhancement values of power and achievement conflict with the self-transcendence values of universalism and benevolence. Others may impose social sanctions or punish us when there are inconsistencies between our behavior and the values we communicate to others. We do have competing values, but not in a single action or behavior. Our values can change depending on the situation and the circumstances. If we take an action like support the right to life, our value motivator might be universalism. On the other hand, if our action is to support the death penalty, we might be evoking those value motivators of security and tradition. Let's go ahead now and take a closer look at our norms and roles and finish off with the sanctions or the consequences of our behavior. Okay, I'll see you soon.